Hey guys, you got Liza here with more Universal Recovery. I have to apologize. I did not see that the video on Saturday didn't get posted. Honestly, I'm usually more in touch with my phone. It's been a crazy couple of weeks for me though. And, shit happens. I'll try not to let it happen too often, but thank you guys for being so understanding and so cooperative and supportive and, everything else when I'm going through everything that I am. And mostly it's just nice to know that I'm still wanted here regardless. So, I had a crazy week. For the first time ever in my life. I have in-laws and they stopped by. So that's where my weekend went. This is why you guys didn't see my video, because I didn't see that it wasn't posted. For somebody who has, been a drug addict my whole life, who has never really been big on people because of it, the in-law thing was hard for me. It was a little bit difficult. For the first day and a half, I hid in my office and it worked. I was terrified. But, I pulled through on the second day and, I killed it after that. And honestly, more than anything, my common law partner, I'm so jealous of him now. His parents, they rock. They're so awesome. But it was good. He's going through some things and he didn't text his mom and she got all worried, and when mom gets worried, then dad has to be worried, and so they stopped by, they had dinner, they stayed for like 2 nights. But it was good. The other big thing that I'm going through right now, for anybody who doesn't know, is this huge thing with Child and Family Services. A couple of years ago, they took my kids. I had tried to offer them my children a couple times. And, I went down to their office and I begged them for help. Begged them. I took this Family Ties worker with me, or not Family Ties, First Steps worker. And she's just a community worker lady, and she came with me. We went down to Child and Family Services, and I was like, hey, you guys, I can't do this. I need help. My husband had just been deported. I was a single mom of 4 kids. I'd never worked a day in my life because, my husband took care of me. So what did I need to take care of me for? And, I had no idea what I was doing. So I basically begged Child and Family Services to take my kids, and they didn't. And when all was said and done, they waited until I started to get back up on my feet and then took my kids. So it's been this huge fight. And then these people who talk to me all the time about safety planning. If there's an emergency, do you have a plan for this? If there's an emergency, do you have a plan for this? If there's an emergency. And when it came down to it, and we actually had a real emergency. We had this COVID pandemic. There was no safety plan in place. These guys did not have a single safety plan. Every single mother, every father, every grandparent, everybody with children in the foster care system got cut off of visits for 5 months. And it's been a rough 5 months. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a lot of ups and downs, more downs than ups. Listening to my kids scream on the phone is probably the hardest part of all of it. Knowing that they're in that much pain, knowing that they just want to come home and they're not allowed because your guess is as good as mine. My last visit with my social worker, she told me they had concerns about me because I'm just too positive, just too positive about everything. And, you put everything you have into everything you got, and then things fall apart. And yeah, you know what? That's life. If you don't give it your all, what's the point? Of course I'm going to be positive about everything, because law of attraction. You attract, what you put out there. And if I put positivity out there, I'm going to get positivity back. So my topic for this week for group was gratitude. Yes, this is something I've covered a million times in my other show on Jess FM. It's something I'm going to cover a million times here. Gratitude, you guys, will change your attitude. I'll say it again. For those of you who need to write it down, grab a pen and paper. Gratitude will change your attitude. And it's hard. This is where that too much positivity comes in, that, was apparently so bad for me. Gratitude will change your attitude. You have to find gratitude for every situation in your life. It doesn't matter how good it is. It doesn't matter how bad it is. It doesn't matter. It could be the crappiest day in the whole world. Find some gratitude in there, because gratitude is going to change your whole day. Like, absolutely any day that I've ever had, I've turned around with a little bit of gratitude. And I've heard those words a million times in a million different places for a million different reasons, mostly from the same person. My grandfather is an AA old timer. So I've heard the saying, gratitude will change your attitude, a million times over. And it never really sunk in until I started to apply it to my life. And I did that 21-day, rewire your patterns of thinking challenge. And it actually turned out really good. I was really proud of myself. And it's really helped me to turn my whole life around, actually. It started off in December of 2018. When I had my youngest child, and his father was living with me at the time, trashed my apartment, took pictures. The whole time I'm sitting in the NICU with my baby. 6 weeks I sat in there with him. And I was like, I got this, okay? We're going to do this. We're going to take the baby home. Everything's going to look good. And Dad's like, yeah, everything's going to be perfect. And we're going to be a happy family. And let's do this. And come to find out 6 weeks down the road that Dad left our dogs, my dogs, because they weren't really his dogs. He didn't come into a relationship with them. Left them in the apartment, 3 weeks, no food, no water. They were eating my furniture. That's how hungry they were. And trashed the apartment, and then took pictures, took him down to CFS, and they discharged my baby from the hospital to him, which is crazy because he was living with me. And he moved in with his mom. So it's been a little bit of a struggle to find gratitude in all things. But that was when it really, I was like, I have to change something. Something in my life has got to change, because I keep attracting all these crazy people. I keep attracting all of this drama. I keep attracting all of this chaos. What am I doing wrong? There's got to be something I can change. And everybody kept saying, don't blame yourself. You can't blame yourself for him and his bad attitude and his bad behaviors. And you can't blame yourself for so-and-so and their bad attitude and their bad behaviors. But you know what? When you don't find your own blame in that, you don't have any power. Okay, well, it's all out of my control and all out of my hands. Well, I can't change anything. What am I supposed to change then? I was like, no, I need power in this. I need to find where I have power. I need to find where I can be happy, where I can, regain a little bit of my life back. I need to gather some sort of momentum to get me going again. And I got to find my blame in this. Where is my blame in this? Where is, what have I done right? What have I done wrong? And I found gratitude, first of all, for the fact that I could find blame for myself, which is weird. But, I sat down and I looked at it and I was like, my blame in this, my responsibility in this is I'm accepting for myself the way these people are treating me. And I'm teaching them over and over and over again that it's okay to treat me like that. That's not going to happen anymore. Done. There was my power. So all of a sudden I have my power back. Now I'm like, I feel good. Let's find the gratitude. Well, my gratitude in that was that I was able to sit down and I was able to find that power. I was able to sit down and I was able to look at my life and say, hey, I'm not happy. not a happy person, not attracting good things in my life. What can I do differently? Having that chance and that opportunity, regardless of the reason that that opportunity was handed to me, having that opportunity has changed my whole life, like tenfold. It's amazing how many things have changed for me in a year. I used to be a terrible person. I've said it before, said it again. I hated my life. Hated my life. I hated people around me. I hated myself. So much that I tried to kill myself, which it's not pretty. It's hard. It's really hard to want good things for somebody you don't even like. And I got to a point where I was so miserable and I was so ticked off at the world that I was like, if I have to hurt, so do you guys. Like, I'm not going to be hurting by myself here. If I'm going to be hurting, you're going to be hurting too. And I'm going to make you hurt with me. And I was a rotten person. I was so rude. I was so selfish. Like, I destroyed anybody who got in my way. And not in a good way. Like, right now, I'm telling you guys, I'm going to destroy Child and Family Services in court. And that's going to be in all the best ways. I'm going to call for a complete restructuring of the system. Before, it was not in a good way. I would go to people's houses and threaten them, and, I was on drugs. It was really not pretty. I was always drunk. I was always angry. And, living like that, that's hard on a person. Just from finding gratitude in my life, just from becoming a more positive, happy person, I have changed dramatically, not just in my attitude, in my appearance. I look happier. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the pictures. I have pictures up on my old Facebook. There's 4 pictures. All 4 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first one is a food addict. Second one is an alcoholic. Third one was a drug addict. And the fourth one was a recovery addict. All 4 people are me. And not one of those pictures looks the same. Not a single one. Like, just the massive difference from one photo to the next. And the last 2 photos are the ones that get me the most, because before I left, my old life behind, before I became addicted to positivity, before I realized I was addicted to chronic negativity, I was a really spiteful, really angry person, and I got accused one night of being on drugs. I was sexually assaulted and accused of being on drugs. And when that happened, I got angry and I was like, I'm done. If you're going to accuse me, I'm going to do it. Like, if I'm going to get blamed for it anyways, I'm going to make it worth my time. And I turned around and relapsed really hard on crack cocaine. And it was not pretty. It was far from pretty. It was like, at one point my stomach was so malleable, it was like Play-Doh. You could put handprints in my stomach and they stayed there. Like, it was bad. It was so bad. I just about killed myself. And I got to a point where I looked sickly, I felt sickly, and I thought, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die like this. I'm gonna die an angry, sad, miserable, pissed off person all by myself. And nobody's gonna care. That's the worst part. Nobody's gonna care. Because I've pissed everybody off so much. They don't care. And I was at a visit one day. And that damn daughter of mine. That damn daughter of mine. Oh, Michaela. She's fabulous. She's fabulous. She started crying. She wanted to come home, and I couldn't help myself. Everybody's crying at that point, and social services is always telling me, don't cry in front of your kids. You can't cry in front of your kids. It's not healthy for them. No, you know what? That's healthy as for them. Cry in front of your kids. Show them you have feelings. You have emotions. It's okay to have feelings. I do not know why they are suppressing everybody, telling us not to have feelings. Like, that is painful. It is chaotic. You cannot bottle that shit up, you guys. Like, don't listen to them if they tell you that. It is very healthy to cry in front of your kids, okay? Maybe not all the time, but once in a while it's okay. But I had bottled this stuff up for so long, and I was like angry and miserable, and I was like, I'm gonna die alone, and nobody's gonna care. And my daughter started crying that day in visit, and then, you know, she's crying, so of course her little sister's gotta cry, because big sissy's crying, so little sissy's gotta cry. And then my youngest two, they don't know why everybody else is crying, so they're like, well, we're gonna join in anyways. And then my son, you know, he's crying because he can't get everybody to stop crying, and my son, my son has sensory issues, so everybody's crying. And at that point, it's overwhelming for him, and he's crying. And everybody's sitting in my lap crying. I started crying, and I pulled them in closer so that they wouldn't see me crying, because, you know, not supposed to cry in front of my kids. And one of my tears fell on my daughter's cheek. She stopped and she looked at me. She was like, Mom, are you crying? I was like, well, of course I'm crying, Michaela. Like, I miss you guys so much. It hurts. And if I could have you home right now, I would. And I don't know how to do that. And I don't know what to do anymore. And she was like, it's okay, Mom. It's not your fault. Now, I told you guys that that's a big thing for me. That pushed me right over the edge. And it wasn't just a big thing for me because I realized that my daughter understood the concept of addictions better than me. It was a big thing for me because I finally realized what it was that was missing from my life. In that moment, my poor babies that I had put through pure chaos and hell, pure chaos and hell for months, while I had this emotional breakdown and massive bout of depression, antepartum and then postpartum depression. These children, they didn't have to love me. They don't have to love me. They don't have to even like me. Like, they don't live with me. They don't have to like me. And they, in that moment, they loved me for no reason other than they could. You know, like, there was literally no reason for them to be my friend at that point. Like, I was not doing good things. After Child and Family Services took my kids away, I dropped right off the wagon, and I was like, I'm done. You guys just took my whole life from me. You stole my life from me. And then they stole my baby out of the hospital with a feeding tube still in her nose, despite the fact that I was doing good things and trying to be a better person and building my life back up again. And when they tore my life apart after I was already picking myself back up, that was when I fell off the wagon completely. I started doing drugs. I was angry. I was pissed off the world, you know, like. But my daughter, bless her little heart, she said, Mom, no, it's okay. It's not your fault. And I was like, this is what I'm missing from my life. This positivity, this gratitude, this love, this, like, she's grateful that I'm her mom for no reason other than I'm her mom and she loves me. How cool is that? If we could all love like kids do, oh man, this world would be a beautiful place. It would be such a beautiful place. If everybody could love as pure and unconditionally and just amazingly as children do, oh, what a beautiful place this would be. But it didn't take me long to realize that that's what was missing from my life, and I've not looked back a day since. And my life has changed tenfold. It's changed tenfold since. I was a very angry person before. Now, people don't recognize me anymore. My friends and family don't know me. I haven't lost that much weight, but I'm happy. I'm a happier person. And I love being happy. And despite what Child and Family Services has to say about me being too positive, that's not going to change. Just so you guys know. I'm not going to go back to being a negative Nelly just because some jerk in the office, you know, with pen and a paper and a personal vendetta against me has nothing left to write about. It just stole everything that she had to write about, you know, tossed it all away, took responsibility for it. That's the best part. You guys, when you take responsibility for your shit, power. That is power right there. That was pure power. And that's what I did. I found gratitude for everything in my life. I took all of my negative situations, I found the positive in them, and I took responsibility for everything. No matter how bad it hurt, I took responsibility for it. Because once you take responsibility for it, nobody can use it against you. You know, I've already taken responsibility for that. What else? What else you got? Let's do this. Yeah? Oh, okay. Well, let me take responsibility for that too. Like, while we're at this, I am more than happy to take responsibility for all this. Hand it here. I'll take some of that because I know gratitude now, and I know I can look at these situations and I can say, okay, this is where I messed up, but look at this wonderful lesson I have to learn. Look at all these places I can improve and grow and learn and be a better person. And I'm loving it. I'm killing it every day. I wrote a book and I'm excited for it to come out. I'm hoping to have my first copy for court for Child and Family Services. I've had, 2 TV series in a year. Like, how cool is that? I'm common law now, which is, weird because I didn't think I'd ever be back at this place in life. And I didn't think I'd ever be this happy again. And, at all. Not even again. I don't think I've ever been this happy in life. And, I didn't think I'd ever be this happy in life. I didn't think I'd ever be this person, smiling and sunshiny and, irritating the shit out of people because I'm too positive. I didn't think I'd ever be that person. I'm glad to be that person. I've got some pretty awesome friends. I had a pretty awesome mom. I got a pretty kick-ass baby sister. She's handicapped, and she's done survival camps and had a baby of her own, and she kicks ass. She's pretty cool. But I've got this amazing life partner. Amazing. He's wonderful. Like, makes my whole day better. You guys don't even know. But I've got beautiful things going on in my life now, and all of it was gratitude based. All you gotta do, take all those crappy situations, find the good in them, keep the good, toss away the bad, let go of the rest, forgive yourself. That's a big part of this, is the forgiving yourself part, which it was hard for me. I wrote 3 letters on my old Facebook, one from me to my family. Just basically saying, hey guys, love ya. I can't hang around here anymore. You guys hate me and I'm not gonna stick around somewhere where I'm not wanted. And I wrote 1 letter from my old name to my new name. I don't use my old name anymore. I don't go by it. The only person who calls me that is my mother. And I'll let her get away with it. I wrote 1 from my old name to my new name saying, hey, guess what? I forgive you, or, you gotta move on, leave me here, you can't keep dragging me around with you, and, go be grateful, go be happy, let me go, leave me here. And I wrote 1 from my new name to my old name saying, hey, I forgive you, but I got kids to pay for, and things to do with my life, and I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. And I let go of my old life completely. I let go of all the chronic negativity. I let go of all the drama, all the BS, and all of the hurt, mostly. That was a whole lot of hurt in you guys. And even situations that were not my fault, I went and looked for my responsibility in that, because by finding my responsibility, I now have power. And I can use that power to have gratitude, and gratitude will change my attitude every single time. So it's been a little bit of a rough go, but it's been an amazing year. Been to Kelowna, started a recovery program. I've got 20 girls who are sober for a year now. I'm so proud of you guys. I've got another 20 people that are going to be coming up right away here. A brand new recovery program I'm going to be starting. I got a lot of people on my Power of Positivity page that are ready to do this. So if you want to join in on the fun, hit me up on the Power of Positivity Recovery Edition or on my Facebook page, Elizabeth Rain, and I will see you guys here later this week.